Welcome back to Learning Gimp here, day 43. Let me share the foreground select tool. Not one of my favorite tools, but I wanted to cover it anyway. Some people would call it a little bit of an AI feature, but that term is used nowadays almost for everything. In principle, it can detect edges and then give you sometimes even a good selection of a foreground. So in this case, if we wanted to cut out the guy from the background, just activate it. You can find it in this toolbox. If you don't see it, go to Tools, Selection Tools, and there you should find it. Make sure that you're on the first selection mode, and then you simply left click drag, and it's a little bit of a free form line that you drag here. Just go over the outline roughly. This basically determines in which area the foreground select will then do its detection. When you've arrived at the start point, make sure to click on that start point, which will close this little area. And what you need to do then is to press Enter. So Enter will then activate the second mode. And with the second mode, we have a brush tool basically again. We can adjust the size, which is in this case the stroke width right here. Make sure that preview mask is here unchecked. That way you can see it properly. Also make sure that preview mode is set to color. And then you can see we use the draw foreground mode. Let me increase the stroke width just a little bit. And then I paint over what I want to keep in my selection. So this is then the foreground. You can also switch the mode to background and then draw over areas that you don't want to have in there. And then there's draw unknown. So this for the areas where you're uncertain. And with this tool, it's the same as always. If you go very much in detail, you're gonna get better results. But at some point you have to ask yourself, if I have to go in detail here with all of these different edges, why not do it directly manually using the paintbrush tool? Once more, it's not a bad tool, but I rarely use it. I'm gonna show you why in the next video. But for now, just bear with me here and we're gonna go over this. So it's some areas here, the head on the right, my brush is too big. So I'm gonna go over that later on with a smaller brush. And once we've got it, we simply click on Select, and you can see on the right our selection editor. If you don't see that, go to Window, Document Dialogs, and there is the selection editor. Left click on it, and then it should pop up. You can see our selection, and it's not very clean. So for this quick result that I've tried to create, we have some areas well detected, others not. Let me add a layer mask. I set it to selection, then select none. And you can see that it's not super bad, but it isn't that good either due to the contrast. It was pretty low in some areas between the clothing of the guy in the background. So I have to go over this anyway now. Using the paintbrush, I'm on a layer mask and I paint over it with a black color. I've explained that principle in one of the earlier videos. And here at the hand, it has excluded areas from the selection, so I flip it to white and I paint over it to bring that back. Let me go over this area a little bit so you can fast forward if you don't want to see all of that. Now that we've got it, let me create a background, and you can see there's still a lot of fragments, especially when we use a high contrast background like black. If we make the background white, we can get away with many of these. So the selection that I've created here is actually quite nice. But if you use, for example, black, you would have to clean these areas up yet again. So the foreground select doesn't work that well when you don't have good enough contrast, but it's certainly not a bad tool. As I've said, you can try it out and maybe you'll get better results with the example that you use. Yet I'm going to show you a better way to do all of that in the next video. Still, I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.